evening to all Dao members here, especially for those from India, Philippines, and all other countries. It's nice to meet you all here. First of all, I would like to thank God, 感谢天师德, and senior Dao members who give me a chance to learn and share something with you all. Let me introduce myself first. My name is Li Ling, and I'm from Johor, Malaysia. So, today, the topic I'm going to share with you is Dao Cultivation and Creating Bountiful Life. So, bountiful life simply means a beautiful life, or we can say a happy life. So when we see this topic, and then the coverage actually is quite big. So maybe spending 3 days talking about this might not be enough. And also today, I only have less than 1 hour to share with you. So I will roughly share some main points. As we all have received Dao, right? So, do you know what is Dao? Do you know what is Dao? Dao is the law of the nature, or we can say it is the truth of the universe. So, when we see the nature, the sun will always rise from the east and then set in the west. It will never rise from the west and then set in the east, right? This is a never changing rules. Okay? So this is the law of the nature, which is what we call Dao. And we know that the sun works every day, right? So if the sun says, I'm too tired, I want to take a rest for 1 day, is it possible? If there is no sun for 1 day, what will happen to us? All the humans and all the living things can't survive, right? All will die. So that is the big disaster. So we know that Dao is very important. Everything must follow Dao, so that everything can work properly and everything can operate properly. Or else, it will cause a big disaster. Right? So, as the Dao is everywhere, so how about the Dao in us? The Dao in humans, what is it? The Dao in human is our true self, or our Buddha nature. Okay? Or we can say is our conscience. Because our true self actually is the same as Buddha. So, we have Buddha nature. Then, how is Buddha nature? Buddha nature is peaceful, joyous, and merciful. So, if there is no Dao in human, there is no Dao in us, and people don't do this according to Dao, what will happen? So people will become very selfish. They only think about themselves and they don't think about others. So people, they might fight with each other. They might kill each other. Even there might be a war between the countries. And that will be no world peace. That is the big disaster too. So we see that many news, the bad news, like people do a lot of bad things, like stealing, fighting, killing. or this bad news. We might wonder why there are still a lot of people doing the bad things when we say we all have Buddha nature. So, do bad people have Buddha nature? Yes, they have. As long as we are human, we have our Buddha nature. Then, why our Buddha nature become lost? Because the poisons in our hearts cover up our Buddha nature. So our Buddha nature cannot be shown, cannot be revealed. Just like the sun, you know? The sun is just like our Buddha nature. Okay? And then the clouds cover it up. So we cannot see the sun. So the cloud is just like the poisons in our heart. And this will cover up our Buddha nature. So our Buddha nature cannot be shown out. So what are the poisons in our heart? There are three main poisons in our heart. The first one is our greed or desire. Okay? When we see something we like, okay, we will always want it, right? That is a desire. But when our desire too much, right? We might think that we must get it, no matter how, no matter what. Then that will become our resistance. Persistence is something that we hold very tightly on, or we can say it is something we care too much about. Okay, that is persistence. So, the second one is our anger or our hatred. So, oftentimes we get angry because of something, right? And also when someone hurt us, we might feel hate. Okay? And the third one is our ignorance. Okay. What is ignorance? It simply means stupid. You know, we might do something stupid. We might do something without wisdom. That is ignorance. So, actually, these three poisons in our heart, okay, they are correlated to each other. Okay, they are connected. Okay, like the first one, actually, all the bad behavior, they start from the greed and desire in our heart. Okay, when we have greed and desire in our heart, we will do something bad. So, when we have greed and desire in our heart, we will always want the thing we want. But when we can't get what we want, then we will feel angry. We will feel hate, right? And finally, we might do something stupid. We might do something without wisdom. We might hurt others or even hurt ourselves. Okay? That is ignorance. So, for example, a love couple, they are in love very much. They love each other very deeply. And they can't live without each other. But one day, the girl broke up with the boy. And then the boy feel hate. The boy hate the girl. And then finally, the boy might do something stupid. Okay? Maybe the boy will hurt the girl or kill the girl. Actually, there are many news like this, right? Okay. So, because of the greed, because of the desire in our hearts, it might make us to do something stupid. to hurt others people. And hurting other people actually is making a bad karma. A bad karma. So, and this bad karma will make us to get into reincarnation. So, it will make us to get into the life cycle of birth and death. And that is a never-ending life cycle. So, it is suffering. And that is also not our ultimate destination. Also, besides this, the three poisons also make us unhappy and unhealthy. It will affect our health. Okay? So, because our heart, our mind, and our body, actually they are connected to each other. They are related to each other. When my heart is sick, it will influence my mind and body to be sick too. When my body is sick, it will influence my heart and my mind to be sick too. So they are connected to each other. They are correlated to each other. So, and actually this, anger, hatred, is bad emotion, actually will affect our health. These bad emotions will affect our blood circulation. And then our blood circulation will become very bad. And slowly, it will cause a disease. According to Chinese medicine, there are 5 main bad emotions. And these bad emotions will harm our body organs. And if we have too much of these bad emotions, actually, or we have this bad emotion for long time, it will cause a disease. So let's see what are the bad emotions. Okay, the first one. Okay, the bad emotion. Okay, the first one is blame, or we say complain. Right? Oftentimes we like to complain, right? And we like to blame others for something, right? And this emotion will harm our stomach. It will harm our stomach. So we might have, like stomach illness or gastric cancer. Okay? So if you have stomach illness, you may ask yourself, do I complain a lot? Do I plan a lot? Okay? And second one is hatred. And this hatred will harm our heart. So when we hate somebody, it will harm our heart. So we might get, heart-related disease like heart attack. Okay? And then the third one is sadness. Okay, sadness will harm our lungs. It's not that you can't be sad. You can be sad, but not too sad. Okay? And also don't be sad for too long, because it will harm our lungs. And we might get the lung disease or lung cancer. And the fourth one is our anger. It will harm our liver. Actually, anger is not good for our health. So we might have, the liver disease or liver cancer. And there is one experiment done by the scientists. When one man gets angry, the scientists correct the breath brought out by the angry man. And then they turn the breath into the liquid and inject the liquid into the mouse. And then finally, the mouse died. So from these experiments, what it tells us? It tells us that when we get angry, our body will produce the poisonous toxin. And this toxin will harm our body. So, if you want to be healthy, don't get angry so often. And the last one is irritability. It will harm our kidney. Okay. Irritability simply means impatient. All those people are maybe like easily to get angry just because of small matter. So because they are impatient, so they can get angry very easily. So this kind of people might easily to get kidney related disease like kidney disease or diabetes. So actually all these are just for your reference and also for you to examine yourself to see whether you have these bad emotions. So we know that our bad emotions will affect our health, right? So if you want to be healthy, try to get rid of this bad emotion. Okay? Okay. Just now we mentioned about the 3 poisons, right? So the 3 poisons, it will cover up our Buddha nature, and also it will make us to get into reincarnation. Besides, it makes us unhappy and unhealthy. So we must learn to try to get rid of all these bad things in our hearts. So Dao cultivation is very important. The purpose of Dao cultivation is to realize your true self and also to restore your Buddha nature. So we must learn to get rid of all these things, the poisons in our hearts and the bad emotions in our mind. Because all these bad things, okay, are not contained in our Buddha nature. So we must learn to try to get rid of all these things, and so that our Buddha nature can be shown up naturally. Okay, so through Dao cultivation, how do we get happiness in life? Okay, the first thing, so to get happiness, the first thing we should appreciate or be thankful. So we should appreciate and be thankful for what we have. If there is no greed or desire in our hearts, we will appreciate, we will be thankful. For example, okay, you see this cup of water, okay? It is half cup of water, right? But for those people who have greed or desire in their hearts, when they see this cup of water, they will think that, oh, the water is too little. It's not enough for us, okay? So they will never feel satisfied because of the greed in their hearts. They will always want more and more. They will never satisfied with what they have. So, and their desire will never be fulfilled. But for those people who have no greed and desire in their hearts, when they see the same cup of water, they will think that, oh, I'm so lucky that at least I still have some water. So they will always be satisfied with what they have. So do you see the difference? So for those people who have greed or desire in their hearts, they will never satisfied with what they have. So they will never be happy. But for those who have no greed or desire in their hearts, they will always satisfied with what they have, and they will always be thankful. So they will always be happy. So we always say content is happiness, satisfaction is happiness. But still, we can see still a lot of people, they complain that I'm poor, right? I don't have enough money, right? But let me tell you, actually we all are very rich. We are not poor. As long as you are healthy now, as long as you are not in the hospital. Why? Because do you know that how much value is a healthy body? Okay, let me show you. Okay, see this? Okay, this is actually the price of our main organs. Okay, the price is in US dollar. Okay, and I just list out some main organs, and these actually are more expensive one. Okay, and okay, we see here our heart costs 280,000. Our liver costs 157,000. Our kidney costs 262,000. Our lungs cost 500,000. And if we total up all this amount, we will get 1,190,000 in total. So do you see that? This is the value of our body. You know, our body costs $1 million. So actually, we all are millionaires. So we are not poor. We are actually very rich. Okay? So we should be, you know, we should if you ever go to the hospital, then you will see the suffering of people. That is very suffering. And I can say hospital is really the health of earth, right? So actually we must be thankful that, you know, we have a healthy body now. Okay, as long as you are healthy and you are not poor, you are rich. Okay, God gives us such a big fortune, and we always say health is wealth, right? So we must be thankful, and we must know that we are not poor. We are actually very rich. Okay? Okay. And the second one. Okay, in order to get happiness, the second way is to let go of your resistance. Okay, just now we mentioned about resistance, right? Okay, when our desire is too much that we think that we must get it no matter how, no matter what. That is resistance. Or we can say when we hold something too tightly on, or we care too much about, something that we care too much about, that is persistence. Different people have different persistence. You know, some people, they might persist more in the money. So they might easily to get angry because of the money matter. And some people might persist more in relationship. So they might easily to get angry because of the relationship matter. So we said different people have different persistence. So in order to achieve this, the very first and very important step is self-reflection. Okay, self-reflection actually is very important in Dao cultivation. So we must do it every day. We must do it all the time. And also, we can do self-reflections by asking yourself some questions. Like, why do I get angry? Why do I have such bad emotion? Did I say something wrong? Did I do something wrong? Or did I do something that might hurt others? Okay, this is self-reflection. You can ask yourself all these kind of questions so that you will understand or realize your weakness, your shortcoming, and also you will realize what is your persistence, what you persist. So self-reflection is a very important step. So when we realize what is our persistence, then we let go of the persistence, then we will feel happy. Okay? This is the way of the happy. Okay? So let me share a little bit of my experience. I have one son. He is 10 years old now. About 3 years ago, he was 7 years old, and I used to teach him study. Actually, me myself is a tuition teacher. I teach my students too. But I don't know why, whenever I teach my sons, I get angry. But when I teach my students, I can say I never get angry because of their weakness in studies. So I don't know why I always get angry when I teach my son. So I start doing self-reflection by asking myself, why do I get angry? You know, sometimes when we get angry or when we feel unhappy, there must be something that, you know, we persist. There must be something that we persist. So we must do self-reflection and realize what is our persistence. And then finally, I realized that what I persist is my expectation of him. I persist that he must know what I expect him to know. I persist that he must be someone I expect him to be. But when it doesn't come my way, I get angry. But I forgot that every child is different. Every child has different ability. So we can't apply the same expectation to everyone. That will be not fair to them. Right? So when I realize what I persist, again, I try to let go of my persistence. And then I found that I become more patient in teaching him. And I don't get angry. And I also found that when I change, he changed too. Because before, when I get angry, I will always scold him. Of course, he won't feel happy, right? And so that time he always very naughty. He always disobedient, and he don't listen to me. But now he changed. He changed to be more obedient, and he listens to me now. And our relationship gets better, you know. And we are very happy about it. Of course, sometimes when we have different view, you know, but we still always can have discussion. So that is the best thing for us. Actually, we know that, you know, sometimes when we change ourselves, we will influence other people to change themselves too. You know that? So when we change ourselves, actually we can create a good circulation. It's not like before. Before that is a bad circulation. Because when I get angry, he will become disobedient. And when he was disobedient, I get angry again. So that is a bad circulation. So we must trust ourselves. We can change ourselves. And then we will influence other people to change themselves too. We can create a good circulation. And our relationship will become better. And everyone in the relationship will be happy. Actually, this applies to all kinds of relationships. Like boyfriend, girlfriend, husband and wife, family members, and relatives and friends. But most of the time, we will expect, you know, we will have higher expectation from those people who are close to us. We might expect them to be the way we want them to be. We might expect they will understand us. But actually we should, you know, sometimes we should say out how we feel. If you don't say out how you feel, then how other people can understand you, right? So sometimes we just need to say out how we feel. So we say communication is very important. Okay, if you don't say out, so we can't expect people to understand us. So communications is also very important. Okay, besides, and also we also must do our self-reflection. Okay, we must also to know what we persist, right? Especially when we feel angry, when we feel, you know, when we have all these bad emotions, ask yourself, why I have sadness, why I have anger, why I have all these bad emotions. That must be something that you persist. Try to find out what is your persistence. And then you will let go go of resistance. Only that will make you feel happy. Only that your relationship will become better. And everyone in the relationship will be very, very happy. Okay? So, apart from this, when someone hurt us, we might feel, hurt or something, right? But actually, when someone hurt us, we should be forgiving. We should let go of our resistance so that we will be free. We will be happy. Do you know the great man Mandela? Okay, he was the ex-president of South Africa. Before he was the president, he was imprisoned on an island for 27 years. And he was forced to do the hard labor, to do the hard work. And then, at that time, there were 3 prison officers guarding him. But they treated him very badly. They tortured him. They abused him. But Mandela is a great man. He is tolerant. So after that, when Mandela was released from the prison, he was selected as the president of South Africa. And during his presidential inauguration ceremony, he invited the 3 prison officers to the ceremony. And then he introduced the 3 prison officers to the audience. And then he gave them a salute. He gave them a bow. And everyone in the audience was very shocked. They think that, how can you forgive someone who ever tortured you? They just don't know how. How can you do that? But Mandela said that he was very thankful, because before that he used to be an angry man. But in the prisons, he learned a lot of things. He learned how to control his anger. He learned how to control his emotion. And he learned how to face the sufferings. So because he learned a lot, and he felt very thankful. So from this real story, we know that it is not always easy to forgive someone who ever hurt us, right? It is always not easy, right? If someone hurt us, really it's not easy to forgive them. But if we don't forgive, if we don't let go of our hatred, we don't let go of our resistance, then we are still in the prison of our hatred. We can't be free, and we can't be happy. So we must learn, We must learn to let go of our persistence. We must learn to be forgiving. We must learn to let go of our hatred, so that we can be free. That is the real freedom. That is the real freedom of our heart. As we know that life is ever changing. It changes all the time, right? Like today, I'm healthy now. But I can't expect I will always be healthy like now. Today, I'm with my loved ones. But I can't expect they will always be there. They might leave us one day. Today, I own the things like money, fame, status, etc. But I can't expect I will always own them. I might lose them one day, right? So we must realize the truth that life itself is ever changing. It changes all the time. So we just can't persist. We just can't persist that I will own the things that I own now. We just can't persist. The things that I own now will always be there. I just can't persist that everything will always be good like now. So if we persist all those expectations, then we are destined to suffer. We won't feel happy. Actually, our life is just like the cloud, the cloud in the sky. Just like the shape of the cloud. When we see the cloud in the sky, right? Maybe now the shape is like a flower. But a few minutes later, when you see the clouds again, it will change. It changes to be maybe a shape of a tree. Okay? So, when it changes to the shape of a tree, do we feel sad? Or do we feel angry when the shape of the cloud changes? No, right? We don't feel angry and we don't feel sad. Why? Because we don't persist. Because we don't persist, it must be the shape of a flower. Because we don't persist, it must be the shape of what we want. So we don't persist. So we don't feel happy, we don't feel angry or sad. So when it is in the shape of a flower, I feel happy. But when it changes to the shape of a tree, I feel happy too. I feel happy too. But when it comes to life, most of the time, we feel sad and we feel angry when something changes in our life, especially when we lost something we used to have, right? Why? Because of our persistence. We persist that everything I own now will always be there. I persist that everything will always be good like now. So when we persist, but life is changing. So we are destined to suffer. We won't feel happy. So we must learn, try to let go of our resistance. So we will be peaceful, we will be joyous and merciful, just like Buddha. Okay? Okay, before ending my sharing, I would like to show you some home exercise. So, here are some questions for you to ponder or think about. Okay? The first question is, why is Dao cultivation so important in our life? Just now we said Dao cultivation is very important, right? So why is it so important? And second, what have you learned from the lesson? Do you realize what your persistence is? So just now we said different people have different persistence. So what is your persistence? Okay? I think that's all for my sharing. And thanks for your precious time listening to my sharing. And lastly, I wish that all of you can take a very good care of your health and be safe. And I wish also everything is going smoothly for you all. And most importantly, I wish that all of us can continue to cultivate Dao in ourselves and create a happy life. Okay? Thank you very much.